inauguration of the international airport at Kushinagar by PM Modi also marks the Abhidham Divas. It is a very important day in Buddhist religion. Kushinagar is now on the global map, and this would not only strengthen ties in the neighborhood but also in the extended neighborhood. It's a historic day, and I have with me Mr. Naman Rajapaksha, who's the minister from Sri Lanka and is also heading the 125-member delegation from Sri Lanka. Mr. Rajapaksha, welcome to DD News and welcome to India. It's a historic day. First of all, you are leading a big delegation. So how important is this occasion for you?
Well, I mean, the relationship between India and Sri Lanka is very strong. And also we believe the Kushinagar, where we believe the Parinirvana of Lord Buddha took place, is a very important and symbolic state or a city for the Buddhist pilgrims, not only from Sri Lanka but all over the world. And it's a great honor for us today, for myself and my delegation, to be on the first inaugural flight to land at the Kushinagar International Airport.
So since yours is the first flight to have a direct access, so how do you think that this airport will go a long way, especially in promoting tourism?
Well, already there are many Buddhist pilgrims coming from Sri Lanka and all over the world to different states in India for Buddhist pilgrimage. And I believe most of us travel to Kushinagar by land. So this direct access will always, having direct access to cities like Kushinagar, will always be a helping hand for tourism. And also I'm sure there'll be a lot of Buddhist pilgrims coming from Sri Lanka to Kushinagar and also all over the world. I mean, not only from Sri Lanka, they're coming into Kushinagar, and that will definitely support the industry to make it reality, the vision of Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
So since Sri Lanka was the first country where ambassadors from Emperor Ashoka, his children, had gone to spread the word of Lord Buddha, how important is the preaching of Lord Buddha in today's context?
Well, I mean, the Buddhism, the greatest gift that Sri Lanka has ever got from India. And we believe that that has changed our culture and taught us a peaceful way of life. So we believe now with the pandemic, the COVID-19 situation, everyone has realized, how challenging life is going to be, and it's not the comfortable life that we used to have. So things have changed, and we have to adapt to a new normal lifestyle. So when you say new normal, it's not actually new. It's what we used to have, what Buddha used to preach, and what is the cultural lifestyle or the peaceful life that we always used to have. So we believe the teaching of Buddhism is more relevant now than ever before.
So when it comes to India and Sri Lanka bilateral relations, so how do you think that your visit today would further strengthen the bond between the two countries?
Well, I mean, this is not just only my visit. This visit has a couple of state ministers and 100 Buddhist clergy. Senior Buddhist monks represent coming all the way from Sri Lanka. It shows how deep the relationship is when it comes to religion and culture, and also the people-to-people relationship between our two countries. So, and also the both leaders, Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi, and also the President of Sri Lanka, Mr. Gotabaya Rajapaksa, they both share the common vision of people-centric development. So we believe this visit will enhance that people-to-people relationship and strengthen give more strength to the bilateral relationship in coming years.
So since you said that the senior monks are also accompanying you, so today is not the end, it would continue. So what are the plans for the future?
Well, I mean, we are in talks with Sri Lankan Airlines to see the possibility of flying to Kushinagar on a regular basis. And also we have already, our tourism minister already informed the local travel agents also to see possibilities of organizing charter aircrafts to come into Kushinagar, because we have a lot of pilgrimage coming into Varanasi at the moment, of course before the pandemic, and now we want to connect Varanasi with Kushinagar and also to see how we connect other states of India for pilgrims coming from Sri Lanka and all of Buddhist pilgrims coming from all over the world.
One last question, since this airport will also have a multiply effect on the hospitality and the tourism industry, so keeping that in mind, what about the investment on part of your country? Because Buddhist circuit would be developing, India and Sri Lanka, they also have keen interest in Buddhism.
Well, I mean, we must thank Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi for giving us a grant of $50 million to strengthen the Buddhist ties between the two countries. So infrastructure investment will definitely go in hand with gestures like that, because we need to develop rural infrastructure in order to develop the country, both our nations, and also especially when it comes to tourism, having access, especially with international airlines coming into Kushinagar, will definitely be a very strong point where we can promote more tourism coming into Kushinagar. So I'm sure this new venture, new gesture of new investment done by the Indian government will definitely help the industry.
So there you heard the Lankan minister. He says that this opening of the international airport in Kushinagar will go a long way, not only in strengthening the ties between India and Sri Lanka, but also will have a multiplier effect on the hospitality and the aviation and tourism industry. A 125-member delegation from Colombo has landed in Kushinagar today, and that includes 85 monks. I have with me the chief monk, Most Venerable. Let's talk to him and find out. Sir, today you have come to Kushinagar carrying the relics of Buddha. So how's the feeling?
අපි උඟක් සතුටු වෙනවා ලංකාවේ ඉඳලා ධාතුන් වහන්සේලා මේ ස්ථාන වඩාම මේ උතුම් වෙලාවට ඒ කියන්නේ ඍෂි නගරවල අලුත් ගුවන් තොටුපළ විවෘත කරන අවස්ථාවෙන් ලැබීම ගැන අපි උඟක් සතුටු වෙනවා ඒ වගේම බුදුහාමුදුරුවෝ උපන්නේ ඉන්දියාවේ පිරිනුවම් පෑව ඉන්දියාවේ උන්වහන්සේ ධාතුන් වහන්සේලා අද ලංකාවේ තියෙනවා වටිනා විදියට පූජනීය තත්ත්වයට පත් කරලා ඒ ධාතුන් වහන්සේලා කීපනමක් හරි මේ උතුම් බිමට වැඩම ගන්න ලැබීම ගැන අපි උඟක් සතුටු වෙනවා.
He speaks Sinhalese, so let's go for the translation.
Yes, we are very happy to be here today and to bring the most precious relics, Buddha relics, back to India, because we received these relics from India, where Buddha was born and enlightened and parinibbana. So I think today is a very precious day, and we are very lucky to bring relics on this kind of a precious day.
It's a big day for Kushinagar, and I have with me Major General Namgyal, who is diplomat from Bhutan. Let's talk to him and find out. General Namgyal, India and Bhutan share a very special relationship. Now in that context, how would Kushinagar play a key role?
Well, as we all know, Kushinagar is the sacred place where Lord Buddha entered into paranirvana. And for all Buddhists, and especially Buddhists in Bhutan, Kushinagar is a very sacred pilgrimage destination. And we already have an international airport in Bodh Gaya, so which made it more convenient for pilgrims from Bhutan to come to Bodh Gaya. Now when you have an international airport at Kushinagar, this makes it even more convenient to complete the Buddhist circuit in a quicker way. And so I would say that this is a very important development, not only for Kushinagar, the UP, Gorakhpur, but also for friendly neighbors and Buddhist countries like Bhutan and all other Buddhist countries where pilgrims like to visit Bodh Gaya, Sarnath, Vaishali, Kushinagar, and then from here can even go to Lumbini in Nepal, which is not far away. So this international airport, the opening of this international airport, I think is a very good way of increasing the connectivity.
Now you heard General Namgyal. He says that the international airport would definitely promote the tourist Buddhist circuit, but also would promote tourism between Bhutan and India. From Bhutan we go to Nepal, and I have with me the Minister, Councillor, Mr. Anand Prasad Sarma, and let's talk to him and find out. Sir, Kushinagar now has an international airport. First of all, Lumbini is very close to Kushinagar. Yeah. So how will it promote Buddhist circuit first of all?
Thank you very much. I believe opening of international airport in Kushinagar will certainly facilitate the international travelers and especially Buddhist devotees to visit different Buddhist pilgrimage sites. International travelers arriving in Kushinagar, they can easily travel to Lumbini, Nepal, where Buddha was born. From Lumbini, they can also travel to Kathmandu. And the other way, travelers coming from Kathmandu to Lumbini, they come to Kushinagar and fly from here. So it's from both way. It's very good. It will enhance the international travelers, and also it will enhance the Buddhist pilgrimage sites.
So it has been said that it would give rise to 20% tourism, and it would have a multiplier effect on the hospitality industry also. Now, in view of that, how do you see this place, bilateral trade and bilateral relations between India and Nepal?
Yeah, certainly it will it will help to promote the bilateral trade and business. Not only Buddhist devotees, but other travelers, other tourists also want to see the places, and the prospectus of tourism will grow. So when more tourists comes, then the business and travel also grows. So in this way, I think it will help to promote our trade and business between the two countries.
So there you heard the minister from Nepal. Let's talk to some more diplomats and find out how Kushinagar is going to play a major role in promoting the Buddhist sector. From Nepal, we go for the southeast, and I have with me the ambassador from Vietnam. Let's talk to him and find out. Sir, first of all, how's the feeling when you are here in Kushinagar, a very sacred place?
I feel very peaceful, very secure, and very tranquil in mind and heart. This is not my first trip to Kushinagar. This is my third trip. And this is a very well-known religious destination for Vietnamese Buddhists.
So since this is your third visit, how do you see things? How do you see the change that Kushinagar has seen, especially after this international airport coming up?
3 years ago, when I first visited this place, I heard about this project of building a new terminal for the international airport. And now that project has come to be a reality. I would like to congratulate the government of India and the government of UP for this successful project. I think it is very meaningful in many ways. Number one, it will help to develop tourism in this part of India. Number two, it will promote more tourists coming from not only Vietnam but different countries to this place, and through that will enhance the better understanding of Indian culture, Indian people, and especially Buddhism, which is born from India. And number three, that will also boost development in this part as tourists is coming in.
How do you see the rise in tourism, especially between Vietnam and India, especially after this international airport coming up?
I have to share with you that when we are able to establish a direct air link between Vietnam and India, specifically between Hanoi and New Delhi, Ho Chi Minh City and New Delhi by Vietjet, and between Kolkata and Hanoi and Kolkata and Ho Chi Minh City by Indigo, the amount of tourism has increased more than 200 times. I mean, more than double. It means what? It means that air connectivity is important. So once you have the direct air connectivity, that will help to increase substantially the amount of visitors coming to this place.
From Vietnam, we go to Singapore, and I have with me the Deputy High Commissioner of Singapore. Let's talk to her and find out. Ma'am, it's a historic occasion, and international airport is coming up here. So how do you see this place, Kushinagar, with its international access now? How do you see the bond between Singapore and India growing?
I think Singapore has a significant Buddhist population, and of course, India is the birthplace of Buddhism. So having an international airport would definitely aid in the ease of Buddhist pilgrims from Singapore wanting to come to India, and to Kushinagar in particular and UP, to do the Buddhist trail. I think it is a very moving experience for Buddhists to come to the birthplace of Lord Buddha. And we hope that with this new airport, more of our pilgrims will have easier access to India and to UP.
This airport is also going to have a multiplier effect, especially for the hospitality industry, for the aviation industry. Singapore as a leader in this region. So what do you say on that?
I think the key for tourism is always connectivity. Once you have connectivity, it will make it much easier for the tourism industry to look at Kushinagar and look at the other places on the Buddhist circuit a bit closer.
And how do you see rise in tourism, especially those coming from Singapore, because Kushinagar is an important sacred destination as far as Buddhist circuit is concerned?
I think, unfortunately, we're still in COVID times. So hopefully, post-COVID, people will be looking to places that will fulfill them spiritually more. And of course, besides the Buddhist pilgrims, I think other tourists will also be interested to knowing more about this sacred history in Kushinagar and the Buddhist circuit.
So there you heard the Deputy High Commissioner from Singapore. She hopes that post-COVID times, there would be a big influx of tourists from Singapore. From Singapore, we go to Thailand, and I have with me the ambassador from Thailand. Let's talk to her and find out.
Actually, Kusinala is already a place that, in the heart of Thai people, since we are mainly a Buddhist, and they like to come to Kusinala as part of the Buddhist circuit. Even, long times ago. Last year, before COVID-19, we already have about 100,000 Thai coming to India, and most of them come to Buddhist circuit, including Kusinala. So definitely having the international flight and maybe in the future direct flight between Thailand and Kusinala will be very helpful and facilitate the numbers of the Thai tourists coming here. I'm sure for that.
As an ambassador from your country, what do you think that Kushinagar can play a role between the two countries as far as strengthening the relationship between the two countries?
Yes, Kusinala is already one part is play the very important role for the cultural relations, the link between our two peoples. So we already know that, and in the future we hope that we would be able to increase not only on the tourism but maybe on the trade and also on the other connectivities like investment in UP as well as in Kusinala through having the international flight.
I have with me the ambassador of Myanmar, and let's talk to him and find out, sir, India and Myanmar also share borders. So how do you think that Kushinagar can bring both countries more closer, though they already share borders?
As you have mentioned, we have, over 1,600 kilometers land border and maritime border with India. So Myanmar and India are good neighbors, friendly countries, and majority of our population is Buddhist. So a lot of pilgrims come to India for Buddhist circuit. So now they can fly directly from Myanmar to Kushinagar, since this is an international airport. So it will greatly enhance, the people-to-people contact among two countries, and also the pilgrims from Myanmar have, more convenience to visit Buddhist site, because this is one of the most important Buddhist sites for Myanmar people.
And now we have the ambassador from Cambodia. Let's talk to him and find out especially about this historic day. So it's quite a historic day, and since you have come here in Kushinagar, first of all, what is your feeling about the place, and how do you think that Kushinagar can play a key role in strengthening the bilateral ties between the two countries?
So it's I agree with you that I feel very happy to be in Kushinagar, because Buddhists in Cambodia is the Buddhist is the religion of the state, and around 90% of Cambodian people practice Buddhism. So every year before COVID-19 pandemic, a lot of Cambodian pilgrims come to pay tribute, not only in Kushinagar, but in Varanasi, in Saravati, in Bodh and we plan to have a big event during October in the year 2020. But finally we cannot organize because of the COVID pandemic. I hope that by this historic event, the post-COVID will bring more Cambodian Buddhist pilgrims to not only to Kushinagar but to Varanasi, to Bodh Gaya, to Saravati. We also have our Cambodian temple here. I just met our monk here. So I think that by the inauguration of the new airport of Kushinagar, maybe the connectivity between the two countries continue to further promote in terms of tourism, culture and religion.
India and Japan have always had a very strong bondage between themselves. And I have with me the Deputy Chief de Mission. Let's talk to him and find out. Sir, first of all, welcome on DD News and welcome to India. Last time it was Varanasi when the Prime Minister inaugurated that convention center. It was built with the Japanese help, and today is Kushinagar. So how's the feeling?
Well, I'm pleased today to attend, to be here at the, and I'd like to congratulate, first of all, the launch of the international Kushinagar International Airport. I hope that this will help more tourism from India and to Japan and other countries.
So Japan has always been a big friend of India. In fact, as I mentioned, that the Varanasi Convention Center was also built with Japanese expertise. So in Kushinagar, what role do you see can Japan play?
First of all, we are very pleased to see the completion of the Varanasi Convention Center, and this is the initiative of Prime Minister Modi, and we are very happy to have this center completed. And as for cultural ties between India and Japan, we have a strong cultural ties dating back to the 6th century when Buddhism came to Japan from India. So we look forward to cultivating more cultural ties between India and Japan. We are already very strong partners. We call ourselves special strategic and global partners. So we look forward to further enhancing our ties in all areas of our mutual interests.
So Kushinagar International Airport will also have a multiplier effect because it would be catering to 12 districts that fall in the hinterland from Bihar and also from the eastern part of UP that have the Buddhist sites. So keeping that in mind, how do you see the infrastructural development of this place?
Well, we understand that we are in a difficult period of times right now. We are in the midst of COVID-19, but we are hopeful that the infrastructure development, including the new international airport, will help us boost tourism and other interactions between Japan and India and with other countries.
So one last question. After these challenging times are over, what percentage of tourism influx do you expect from Japan, especially with this international airport coming up in Kushinagar?
Well, I don't have specific figures about this, but we are hopeful that this will boost tourism, between India and Japan. Thank you.
So there you heard the DCM from Japan, and he says that Kushinagar is a very important site, and with international airport coming up in Kushinagar, the tourism definitely will increase, and India and Japan will go a long way in strengthening their relationships, and Buddhism is going to be the focus of attention. It has been a historic day here in Kushinagar, and I have with me the Foreign Secretary, Mr. Harshvardhan Singla. Let's talk to him and find out, because representatives of 12 countries have witnessed this historic occasion. How do you feel about it?
We had a very important delegation from Sri Lanka. We had the Minister of Youth and Sports, Sri Namal Rajpakse, along with a number of other cabinet ministers of Sri Lanka, and a 100-member delegation of senior monks from Sri Lanka who had come in. they also carried with them the Vaskadua relics of Lord Buddha, which is there in the Vaskadua monastery in Sri Lanka. These are very sacred relics which actually are part of the Kapilvastu relics. And to bring them to Kushinagar, which is the place where Lord Buddha attained Mahaparinirvan, is, I think, very, very symbolic. This is an important occasion because it also not only demonstrated the links between India and the bridge of Buddhism between India and the rest of the world, but also enabled easy access for Buddhist pilgrims, tourists from all over the world to come directly to Kushinagar, which is one of the most important sites of Buddhism, as I said, where Lord Buddha attained Mahaparinirvan. By commemorating this day, we are actually felicitating that link of Buddhism between India and Southeast Asia and the rest of the world. And I think that's very significant.
This is the beginning of a new era. The era which spreads the word of peace and tranquility across the world, but at the same time establishes India's position on the global map. With cameraman Jaishankar, this is Vishal Baristo for DD India, Kushinagar.